No, we're VIP.
Oh, it's so we can just cut the fun.
Of course we can. Let's roll. I think I can see a 151. I'm peeking. So we're back again at the Pokemon card convention. It's with my brother and my nephew. And we've got him coming with his son, Idris, in about 30 minutes. I think they're going to be here. So we'll see their Pokemon card collection as well. We haven't found one yet.
I think 3 people already asked about the price, yeah.
Do you take the card?
Yeah.
So this is the last 151.
Yeah, that we have,
Perfect.
yeah.
Found it. So we have. They're Japanese or
Yeah.
Oh, you got the Japanese 151.
There's 151 as well.
151 booster pack.
This would actually look pretty sick in my office. Hello. How are you?
How's downstairs? Busy?
This is Spin. You want an address? See what address wins.
Can I get the chat?
You bloody got it.
You got the jackpot. Let's see. I can't believe you won on the first spin. You got the magic touch, haven't you? Yeah, we've got to do it.
You happy with that?
Yeah, done deal.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much. What do you think?
Quite nice.
Yeah, what have we got there?
We're gonna move to Real Madrid.
Hopefully not.
He's a big Liverpool fan.
I'm a big Liverpool fan. What have you got there? Messi?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice.
But the paper card, unfortunately, is not a chrome one.
Oh, okay. Still nice though.
Yeah, still nice.
S&P all-time high again. The market is just rallying. If I was a trader right now, I'd be making sure that you are going as hard as possible. Who is that? Interrupting my vlog again. That is unacceptable. Right, we'll park that for a minute. Just someone trying to wire me another 2 mil, I think. But so NAS 100, S&P, solid. That's looking good. Just shows more aggressiveness in the market. I mean, BTC, I think we just tapped at around 90k, which is wicked. As you can see, very aggressive across all asset classes. And I think as a trader, you should be equipped to deal with any asset class. But anyway, I'm off to grab coffee because I have run out of beans, which I know it sounds disgusting. So what do we do when we run out of beans? We go get some more. Let's go. It's getting hot in here. In this video, I'm going to be teaching my gardener how to trade. I'm not playing tennis with you, Greg, for fuck's sake. Rolling the dice. This is your average guru on a funding assessment. Double fours. Maybe I should bet. Let's go again. What am I going to get? Couldn't make that up. Look, no hands. What do we get? 6. Double sixes. This is how I work out what kind of risk I want to risk on a trade. So I just roll the dice. What do I get? I've got a 4, 2, so that's 6% on this trade. Considering it's this time of the year, I want to talk to you about self-sabotage. Now, we've done a couple of topics on this in some webinars recently. I think this could be very useful to you because people are doing it in all areas of life. I don't care whether you want to become a trader. I don't care whether you want to become an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter what you want to do. If you can bring some awareness to what sabotage looks like, you'll just live a better life. Let me put it that way. So I want to help you. Is self-sabotage always obvious? No, it's not. The obvious ones are people that come into money for the very first time, so new money happens quick. And because you're not used to having that money, you have a certain financial thermostat that needs to increase, by the way, but I'll maybe save that for another video. Your financial thermostat will be, let's say, £2,500 a month. If you're used to earning 2.5k per month, anything over that becomes uncomfortable, so you reset back to the financial thermostat, which is the 2.5k. So let's say now you're making £500 a month more. You'll just find these ways unconsciously to spend it because you'll realize, oh, I've got more money. So then when you're just shopping and doing day-to-day things, you'll just have an increased amount of spending. You won't realize you do it. And before you know it, 3 months will go by of you increasing your wage, yet you've saved nothing extra. It's almost to the point that you haven't had a pay increase whatsoever. It's because you are uncomfortable with that increase. So you just find ways to get rid of it. You'll book a trip. It doesn't always happen where you sit there and go, I'm just going to get rid of this £500 a month. And it's usually on things that don't even serve you. So I'm totally fine with people that have, let's say, a bonus or an increase of capital in their job or wages or whatever, and then they put it to good use. Maybe they invest it into an asset, maybe they invest back into themselves, maybe they start a business, whatever it is, at least they put it to good use versus just increasing their lifestyle. So that's one form of self-sabotage, right? Another one, quite a lot of them actually, they can happen in so many different ways. Let's say, for example, you start making money for the first time and then you take on responsibilities too early. So you start helping out family members, because who doesn't want to help out the family members? And you do it too quick, you sabotage yourself. When you start doing it, and I'm speaking to traders now, when things start to go well and you're trading, you forget. This is a weird one. Traders, I would say there is a 90% chance that traders that break through to consistency, as soon as they do, there is a 90% chance they forget most of the behavior that got them there in the first place. And you might be scratching your head thinking, why would they do that? Why is it so high? It's because when you've been working hard for something, and you guys that are learning to trade, speaking to traders here, you put in a lot of hours, a lot of work, hard graft with no visible results for a long period of time. And when you finally make it, so to speak, you find yourself in this position where all of those hours, all of those late nights, all of the pain, the frustration, the emotional roller coasters, you've finally done it now. So what happens is you take your foot off the gas because you think, well, I've cracked the code. It's like, this is good now. But if you don't maintain something, it will get out of control. It's the equivalent of, imagine you've got this garden and that you've spent years, edging it, making sure that the flower beds are looking good, maybe you put a little patio wall in, whatever. You've just made this garden look phenomenal and you're so proud of it, and you've been working on it for 4 years and you finally completed the project. You take a step back, you admire it, you look at it, a week goes by, you're no longer working on that project anymore because you're like, I've done it, my garden's finished, it's immaculate, great. Week 2, still looks great. Week 3, week 4, well, it's starting to look a little bit untidy, but that's okay, it's not out of control. It's fine, it still looks similar to what it looked like, i.e. the metaphor is your results. Week 5, week 6, week 7, weeds growing. Before you know it, 2-3 months have gone by, that garden doesn't look the same anymore. And then someone says to you, hey, that garden that you finished, I was here 2 months ago, it looked immaculate, what's happened to it? Oh, well, I just finished the garden, and once I finished the garden, I thought it would just take care of itself. What, you thought that the grass would just cut itself? You thought that the weeds would just get pulled out themselves? That is the equivalent of what traders do when they become successful. So that happens. They forget everything, and that is sabotage, because nothing externally done that. No one came in and tried to manipulate the trade that you took. Like, nothing happened there. You sabotaged yourself because you arrogantly stopped doing the things that made you successful in the first place. So how does this help you? It brings the awareness, so you're now more alert, right? When things go well, can you trace it back that it's intentional? That's why I always tell people, if you're a trader, don't celebrate trades that you got in incorrectly just because you won, because you're gonna give it back anyway, just like a gambler would. You would just give that back to the market, it's useless. So what you should be able to do, when let's say you get funded, let's say you hit your first 100K account. We had some people pass on our in-house fund recently, they've absolutely crushed it. If you look at their results, all intentional. Nothing is fluke, nothing is random, it's very, very intentional. So those traders, they can go back, look at their trades and say, Mark, look at this trade. I took this for this reason, I took this for this reason, I took this for this reason. Right, so what else can you contribute towards that success? They can say, well, look, every single morning I spend 25 minutes doing my forecast, I read, meditate, whatever, go to the gym, then I crack on with work. Okay, well, let's look at your trading plan. Have you stuck to your trading plan to a high degree, or are these just trades that kind of fit? No, you can see that this is my trading plan, these are my setups, I waited for this trade, and they should also be able to show me trades that they stayed out of that usually would have been losses from an older version of them, a less competent version of them in trading. That is what you should be able to do, because you want to be able to bridge the gap between when you do well and when you sabotage. And the only way is for you to convince your own mind and show it to yourself that you've done it intentionally. And then what do? You just look at what you've done intentionally every single day, and you check every single week. Am I showing up the way that I was when I was successful? It's not rocket science. That's why I always say, journal, 5 daily goals, simple things. I can look back day after day after day after day for over a decade and show you that I show up the same way. So I don't allow any risk of self-sabotage to even creep in the first place. So I could talk about a whole list. I've just given you the more obvious ones. I want you to think about it. I would grab a pen, grab a paper, or just put it in your phone, write sabotage, and ask yourself in the last week, where have you sabotaged yourself without even realizing it? Even down to the point you was meant to do some work and you decided you didn't do the work, the trading work, and you just done something else, sabotage. You said you was gonna go out with your friends and for whatever reason you let them down for an excuse that's not really justifiable. Sabotage. You sabotage yourself, sabotage your word. Sabotage happens everywhere. So you're either sabotaging yourself or you're keeping your word. It's the opposite to keeping your word, is sabotage. So when you think about, when someone says, oh, self-sabotage, they think of as someone who's got loads of money who then gets like a cocaine addiction, drinks loads of alcohol and destroys their family, gets a divorce. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking the subtle sabotage you do every single day that is literally standing in the way of you making money, of you quitting your job, being where you want to be. Recognize the sabotage. I'm telling you, your whole perspective, your life will change.